Hi. You know what I really love this time of year? It's how quiet it is outside. It truly is a great time to hear nature speak. On weekends, where I live, this time of year, you can usually find me outside starting to do some yard cleanup and getting ready for spring planting. This is a month in my area where I can actually start to plant some things a little hardier because we don't have quite the winter that some other places have. So it is a time I can really enjoy being outside, connecting with nature while she's gently starting to wake up from winter and sort of feel like I have the place to myself, if you know what I mean. Now, hi, my name is Amy, and I'm the owner of Dragon's Den Apothecary. Today's video log is about sharing with you how we can connect with nature at this time of year and why that is super important to our overall well-being to have that relationship we foster with nature. So I grew up in Michigan, and winters are pretty harsh there. There's a lot of lake wind, snow, and ice, and just tough winter season, right? Plus, it doesn't help. I'm not a lover of winter or cold weather. So you wouldn't find me out much at all during those times unless it was just necessary and I couldn't avoid it, right? Well, these days I live much further south where winter is much more gentle. Now it still gets chilly, but nowhere near those, typical winter things, right? So whether winter is still blasting away where you live or you're fortunate enough to enjoy a gentle winter season like me, I think one of the best things about this time of year is what you can actually hear from nature herself. Since not as many people are outside this time of year, it is great to hear and connect with nature. And here's what I mean by that. So, have you ever just sat on a park bench, obviously not in snow, but somewhere beautiful and enjoyed the scenery? Not people watching or getting lost in your phone, but really just soaking in nature. A couple of my very favorite ways to soak in nature is when I get to sit on a beach or dig my hands in soil while I'm gardening. I love experiencing nature with all of my senses because it reminds me that I'm alive, right? I feel renewed by this experience of touching, smelling, being aware of nature around me. And it helps me relax. When I hear nature, especially when it's quiet outside and I can actually hear the wind through the trees or hear some early birds getting ready to chirp, I can appreciate the warmth around me, like the sun hitting my shoulders or, the wind blowing my hair a little bit. It's like being welcomed by a true friend that hasn't seen you in a long time and they give you one of those big, deep hugs that is really meaningful and it lets you know that you're still important. We need that, right? It's good for us to feel connected in that way because it makes us feel loved. And nature does a great job at making us feel like we're loved and we have important things to do in life. So when we are in nature, even if it's in our own backyard, there's an opportunity for us to see things differently, at least for a moment, right? We can get lost in something bigger than our problems or what's on our mind. I have to say, some of the most challenging things I've dealt with in my life, I've been able to sort through just by going outside, right? Just by taking a few minutes and feeling nature around me. I feel calmer. And it's as if I can let loose for a moment and just be me. Sometimes that's all we need, right? It feels good. And, you can let your guard down a little bit even and feel free just for those few little moments. So, nature, obviously one of the best ways to support our well-being, just by being outside and spending a few minutes. But, we're not only letting go of all that stress in our bodies and minds, we can breathe a little bit deeper and in turn push all that stress out of our system, right? And then we can go tackle what's going on. In my mind, nature truly is the best medicine. And it's one of the reasons we need to be outside more. Now, when I talk about living naturally, being outside is a big part of that. Experiencing nature, letting it sink into you, all those good things, right? But can't always be possible to go outside, right? Sometimes it's just really cold out. And so that's where we can bring nature into our environment. And even when we're not outside, having things like fresh flowers, seashells, pine cones, whatever it is from outside that we bring into our home, whether for decoration or, because we enjoy them. Another way is to aromatically use things like essential oils that are pure, because it awakens our senses and is a reminder of being outside, and it helps support that connection so that it's always around us and not just a treat when we get to go outside, right? And it becomes part of what we need every day. It is amazing what a difference in our mindset that simple little trick can introduce to our well-being every day. You will very rarely find me not diffusing oils, by the way. So if you cannot be outside that much this winter, why not bring inside some of those natural elements that you enjoy? Open up some of those good high-quality essential oils around the house, like cedarwood, black spruce, even grapefruit and lavender. We can experience nature anywhere we are. Even if you can get outside, I think it's important to still do this, because then you, again, have it all around you in your home, in your workplace, and it brings about that calming effect that it can be particularly supportive during stress, right? And we find ourselves, living in a very stressful time. If you'd like more information about the oils that I use, you can visit my website at dragonspitapothecary.com. Until next time, live well naturally, my friends.